a shot. So,
Okay.
you recording? All right. Okay. I'm gonna go over defense first because it's like the easier one, and then you can kind of like mostly everybody plays this map the exact same way, so then you can get an idea of offense, or like a brush up on offense. All right. So, um, defense first. We don't really put anything at A, except for our spy. And then one of the interesting strats that I want us to try is we're going to 8-man hold B. Um, this only works if our spy is sitting kind of like in this area here. Reason being is we need our spy. If I perm, I just need you to be like really concentric here and not really like go for anything super crazy because we need to know who's rotating through flank. Most of the time on this map, obviously, like the meta is send your soldier and your scout to either bait cap E or send them through wishbone. But because we'll be 8-man stacking B, we'll need to know like if their entire combo comes so that, or like if the flank comes, so then our flank can fight them from wishbone or fight them from our spawn. Reason I want to 8-man stack B is because if we can essentially hold B for the entirety of the map timer, then we don't have to really hold many other points. If for some reason 5-perm does need people, or well, if 5-perm calls that their scout and their soldier are coming behind, we can send our soldier and our scout behind. If for some reason they send their scout, soldier, and pyro to cap A, and then their pyro comes to point and does like a detonator jump or something onto point, their pyro is going to be basically reflecting and all that good jazz. So we'll send our pyro into wishbone as well to basically play dodgeball with the other
Dodgeball.
pyro. Yeah. Um, if that's only if that happens. So if 5-perm calls soldier, pyro, scout are going to lobby or going to E or whatever, then we can rotate our pyro. But for the most point on B, I want us to be 8-man stacking. So I want mono to be holding up here with me pretty much until 5-perm gives the call that he needs to either rotate or whatever the case may be if there's something behind us. I want our NG to have his dispenser here. And then I want Guava to basically be playing this corner pretty much like solely, like solo pretty much in this corner. Watching main obviously flash the like entire walkway because spy will be going here. Denny, obviously you know where to play the crack and the sniper, and then you can play the boxes and stuff. Be careful of this corner here. If Denny is peeking this on ground, and spy does decloak, just call a corner, like, or just say Denny behind, or like Denny, I don't know, like there's a sign here, you could just say Denny sign or something like that. I don't know, like if you say Denny's most likely going to turn around. Like that's kind of how it should be. You really shouldn't have to say anything outside of just saying Denny turn around or Denny spy or something like that. So yeah, Denny plays pretty much in this general area. Want our gun here, dispenser there. Tuba, if you can put a entrance here or an entrance here, and then put your exit here so that if I fall down, I can get up easier to support mono here. Um, I want our scout basically to be playing kind of in this general vicinity area, or this general vicinity until lobby is called, and then our soldier and our scout can rotate. Um, if we can't for some reason manage the 8-man hold, I would like to just have our scout be able to solely hold lobby by himself. If he gets overwhelmed, then we can rotate our soldier over, but soldier holding upper on fence with me is really, really strong because then it basically gives me an extra source of spam. Um, our demo will be playing pretty much in this like yard area, basically not peeking the sniper sight line and basically just spamming out main with like sticks and traps or sticks and pipes and stuff. Maka can set traps above the like the main entrance area if he needs to, but for the most part you should be able to just place sticks and traps in this. If for some reason we need to basically exchange, it's going to be pretty much entirely guava. Stuffing, Maka will want to play a little bit farther back and just like provide spam damage, while basically our scout is pretty much also spamming if they're taking a multiple man Uber. Most of the time, what people do on this map for meta is usually they'll push their heavy and their sniper up through chain link fence. So if for some reason Mono and I get pressured off of here, then basically we can have, I'll most likely be playing from this angle anyways if I can't get back up into the teleporter. And Mono can basically play this pretty passive, this corner, until he needs to like drop down, and then he could probably just bomb again like over and over into whatever's standing here on fence. This should almost be like an impenetrable defense, considering that we have 8 men here. If for some reason they do rotate their entire combo to do an A to E rather than around the world, what I would like to see is the heavy and engineer staying on B with our gun still here, so that if anything manages to come drop down, we'll be able to know. If they do like a quick rotate, I'll still be playing here, hopefully, basically just kind of watching the yard area. If they manage to do a fast rotate and I die and our NG dies, then we'll just set up C. But for the most part, the rest of our team should basically be fighting from Wishbone into what I like to refer to as Hobbit. This is Hobbit. It's like an EU call, but I've kind of picked it up and it kind of makes sense. It looks like a Hobbit hole. This is Hobbit into lobby, obviously, and then this is A into lobby. If they're doing an A to E push, most likely what they'll be doing is they will be having something sticked, or they will have their heavy watching our forward spawn. Don't be stupid. Don't continuously walk out of forward spawn if you know that there are stickies there. That's fucking stupid. So walk around. If we have to fight through Wishbone, then hopefully we can get enough sniper presence on Denny to basically hold Hobbit from Wishbone/radio area, and basically just play off of Denny pretty much in this sight line, while having Maka basically try to spam out whatever is close. Have our pyro pretty much close, because obviously death pit, you get fucking pushed, you die. Our scout and our soldier, primarily, if they can, again, should just be fighting this if anything is going lobby. So for example, if we are holding B and then our spy calls that flank is coming through to lobby, our soldier and our scout should be fighting from forward here instead of fighting from Wishbone. Reason being, you can resup. If they send, I don't know, for some reason, if they send like their engineer behind to get like an early teleporter into lobby or whatever, our spy should be able to take care of that solely. If our spy again gets overwhelmed, then we could rotate our scout. Ideally, I would like to keep our soldier at B. If we lose B, back out's pretty fucking simple. We back out. Hopefully Denny is still alive. Hopefully our engineer is still alive at this point, or specifically someone in our combo is still alive. We give them point. If for some reason our engineer manages to pull out his gun and it doesn't get sapped, or he doesn't get stabbed, or whatever the case may be, you could quick set your gun up here to basically give us a little bit more time to get out. Most of the time you're not going to have your gun, so this is kind of like an if only if this happens, you would set your gun there, and then it would give us time to get back into Wishbone. We could do one of two things holding C for Wishbone. We can play Wishbone, and we can strictly play off of Denny and Maccabee's spam right here in the Wishbone area. This means that Denny will most likely be getting all the heals unless there is a buff on Maka or a buff on me or the pyro. The reason being is this sightline is fucking impenetrable if your sniper just hits the shots. If we're holding this needs to basically be, if we're not losing players, like if we have enough players up to hold this area basically in our combo, we can hold Wishbone. The other thing is if we don't hold Wishbone, then we default set up C. Every team that I've ever played for, I tend to like to try to hard hold C, because C is a really fucking easy point to hold. If we back out of C and we don't hold the Wishbone, there are a couple things that we can do. We send our engineer into Nest, or what I like to call Texas, which is here. If we send our engineer there, he sets up a level 3. It basically watches all over E, so then we don't have to constantly be rotating players out. We play our flank, aka our soldier and our scout, pretty much, with our engineer, watching lobby and also watching anything that can pressure him from lower. What soldier will do on this map is if we do put our engineer in Texas or in nest area, we you want to be cautious of wrangling your sentry if a sniper does go into window, because this is a free bomb up into nest for the soldier if the soldier manages to get into upper through wishbone. Be cautious of that. One of the reasons that you want to play your scout and your soldier with your engineer is so that if that does happen, you can have your scout or your soldier peek this and they can fight them from under, so that that doesn't happen, so that our engineer can wrangle sniper if for some reason they decide to go window, um, or hobbit hole. Uh, so we'll play our engineer and our sniper and our soldier pretty much on E if we're not doing the wishbone hold. Even if we're doing the wishbone hold, I would like to ideally have that set up anyways. Have our soldier and our scout and our NG basically assuming that position ahead of time after we lose B. So even if we're holding the wishbone or if we're holding the hard C, the instant rotation off of B is for our engineer and our soldier and our scout to do that. If we're hard holding C, I will be holding pretty much in this general balcony area, utilizing this pack. Our medic will basically be playing pretty much in this, so that if our medic needs to get out, we can rotate through spawn. Our demo will basically be playing in this general area here. Um, and our sniper also will be playing basically watching slow gate and watching like radio room area. The biggest thing is our demo needs to be cautious of obvious corners and getting stabbed. Our sniper pretty much will solely be getting buffed again for the most part here, hoping that we can get picks, and hopefully, if most likely they'll be pushing their sniper through slow gate or through window, then we will need our sniper to basically SVS the sniper that is peeking from slow gate.
Hey Civ.
Yeah.
So like if we're holding C in Wishbone, I don't know if you said this or not, but like you made it seem like you just kind of hold her the whole time. But I mean, if they're coming slow door, like shouldn't you just rotate by the time the slow door is open?
So if for some reason they're coming slow door, I'll know. So that is one thing I didn't mention, is our sniper and our demo will basically be holding this while me and our pyro are pretty much waiting for anything to either push through slow door or waiting for slow door to fully open. Most people don't tend to go slow door, because after B, what your initial idea is that you want to get pressure on E, especially if they don't have anything in nest already, or if you can manage to get an early engineer pick, you want to get as much pressure on E. So typically what they'll do is they'll only send like one or two things through slow door. If slow door does for some reason, like if they do push through it, then yeah, we won't want to hold wishbone. But if it's like one or two things, usually me and the pyro will be able to take care of it. One thing that our pyro could do is, because I can basically solely watch slow door by myself, if our pyro wants to, so that if anything does come slow door, our pyro could pretty much like sit here to watch it for me, so that I can also apply pressure here. But if for some reason they do manage to push everything through slow door, which would just be a death trap, then Denny, you can continue to watch this, and Maka can just spam slow door from here, and then just let our pyro and our demo and me basically
Okay.
watch that. Um, Once slow door does open, though, we probably do want to get out, even if they aren't pushing things through it, just because holding here in wishbone, again, like you said, it's not like a long-term thing. This is probably like until they start pressuring E or until they start pressuring C. Um, and then we'll probably want to back out if we like, I don't know, if we get like an early medic pick or something, or like if or like our sniper goes down, then we want to like back out of this position. We don't want to hold this the entire time. Or if our medic for some reason gets sniped, which our medic shouldn't get sniped because our medic shouldn't peek the sight line. But if that is the case, if we lose our sniper, if we lose our demo or something to this, then we do back out. It's not like a long-term hold basically for the entire map. So then we do want to resume the C. But if you skip wishbone and then you go straight to C, like if we lose Denny on B or something and we can't hold wishbone, or if we lose our demo on wishbone, then we don't, or in B, then we don't hold wishbone. Pretty much, it's wishbone's only if we have players up. So keep that in mind. Uh,
I have a question.
yeah.
So if I'm holding Texas by myself, do you want, like, say if they just go A, B, C and they go
Mhm.
slow door, do you want me to put a sentry gun on C or not at all?
No.
Okay, so
If
just hold Texas.
Yeah, just hold Texas with our soldier. Reason being is because if we put a gun at C, and only our soldier and our scout are here, then we have no E pressure for the most part, because what their team is going to do is if they're applying pressure on E and they're basically playing in wishbone area, the only places that the combo is going to be able to fight their team is through wishbone, or through like radio into wishbone, right? So if they're applying pressure, most of the time what they're going to do is they're going to have their combo here, and they're going to have something like forward here to stop us from peeking these forward spawns. So then they'll just get free point time. So that's why I don't want the gun on C, is because if we just don't give them free point time on E, then obviously like just better that way. Also, for some reason, if they manage to get lobby, it's a lot easier for them not to control this entire side of the point here, for when D and E comes, because then if they control lobby and this entire side of the point, then it makes our combo getting into lobby a lot harder, if we don't have a gun in nest basically patrolling this entire side of the point. So
Okay, I can do
um
that.
so after C, if for some reason we lose our demo or our medic, or if we just get pressured out, or if I go down or something like that, even if heavy goes down, we can probably hold this. If for some reason I do go down, you most likely want your scout to rotate off of flank, and basically just have your engineer and your soldier watching point. Um, so that your scout can basically play close to your medic, to basically get meat shots and shit like that. So, um, rotating out of D is just super simple. Or D. C is super simple. You just rotate through spawn and then you rotate to D. Don't go through Death Hallway. You don't really want to get trapped in here. It fucking sucks. Um, D is a useless point. We don't really hold D, but as soon as we lose C, combo needs to rotate into lobby. Our flank is still doing the exact same thing. So C, D, and E, basically our flank does the entire same thing for the most part. You're just like kind of patrolling this area, making sure they don't get free point time on E, and making sure that they don't bomb our engineer or pressure our engineer from lower. Um, our combo walks through D, gets into lobby, and once we're in lobby, this is at the point where they should be trying to pressure D and also pressuring E from either wishbone or from A. So once we're in D, or once the combo is in D, I need Maka and our sniper basically to be playing, um, or I need Maka to either be playing wishbone area, or like into wishbone area from Hobbit, so basically spamming this out. Watch the sniper angle, because most teams will try to push their sniper into like the wishbone area, and I will basically be playing this area here, watching A gate, and our pyro just kind of like meanders in this area, basically making sure that nothing is going windows so that our demo can watch this. If we play with Denny here, we need to know that like where sniper is almost at all times. If Denny plays here, he can basically SVS sniper into wishbone. If sniper goes window to snipe our engineer, then Denny can rotate and he can decide to play in like nest area and basically watch this angle, or you can watch window angle. Just kind of let us know what you want to do or what you think is best at the time. Um,
Unless I say so directly, I pretty much always hold where you're standing right now, like in
okay.
the D to E window.
Okay, cool. So then basically we'll just have Maka be playing in Hobbit and cautious of the sniper sight line, because if sniper holds this angle and you can't peek him, that's a free pick onto Maka, for the most part. So Maka just needs to be very cautious of this. If for some reason they manage to get onto E, or they are pressuring D, we just fight them from this side of point, while our soldier and our scout pretty much pressure them from this area here. It's kind of simple. D is basically, they only have really one way to get through D. They either killer, or two ways. They have two ways to get through to D. They basically push Wishbone across point if they kill our engineer, or they push through Death Hallway, and if they push through Death Hallway, then so be it, whatever. They'll most likely die. That's kind of E point, like, our flank pretty much does the entire thing, or the same thing from CD to E, and our combo just rotates around the entire map. If for some reason they do an A to E, which we'll know ahead of time, and it's the reason that 5perm needs to be communicating very, very effectively where and what is coming to A, is because if their combo is coming out, I would want 5perm to wait until their combo is basically at this point in lobby to let us know that they're doing an ATE, or just say that their combo is going and their combo is in lobby. The reason I don't want you to say, oh, their combo is doing an ATE and their combo is standing like right here, is because if you say that and then our entire team rotates off of B and then they go drop down, it basically gives them a free B point. So wait till about this point to say, oh, they're actually in lobby, but still let us know that they're coming A to E, but then say where they're at after that instead of being like, oh, they're in yard, or like whatever the case may be. Like if they're in this yard area, we need to know that they're here. But if they're in lobby, then that's when we know that our team actually needs to rotate. Again, most of the time, if they're doing an ATE, they're going to be watching this slow gate, so don't come, or not slow gate, this forward spawn, so don't come out of forward spawn, and they'll be playing their demo and their pyro kind of close here, while their heavy watches the traps on forward spawn, and then they'll have their soldier and their scout usually on point, sometimes their pyro, sometimes even their demo. I've seen some demos run Pain Train and basically stand on point for like, I think it's like a +7 at that point or something like that on last. And then their demo just basically spams pipes while their pyro reflects pretty much whatever is coming through. And then usually what they'll do is they'll put their sniper like sometimes in the nest area so that the sniper can also watch forward spawns with the heavy. So we just need to be cautious of like over rotating and under rotating players off of those points. That's pretty much defense. Offense is pretty much super straightforward. We can do an A to E, or we can do a around the world. If we're doing an ATE, we probably should also practice ATE at some point, just in case we have to do it. So at some point during scrims, we need to, even if we have a lot of time on the clock, practice an ATE. But I'll go over an around the world for it first because AD is really, really quick. So around the world on first, or like on A, you'll want to send your scout, your soldier, and your pyro to A. Reason your pyro goes is so that your pyro can spy check around, make sure that nothing gets stabbed off of this point, because A is a super fast cap anyways, so if something gets capped, it's basically just, or if something gets stabbed on this point, it's just basically like, it delays us getting into B quicker. So send our pyro here. Our pyro spy checks a little bit, flashes around. As soon as the point's about, I would say 3/4 of the way capped, our pyro rotates back to spawn. After we get A, our flank can either go through lobby and fight E and fight from Wishbone, or our flank can drop down into drop down whenever they know that our combo is going to push in an exchange. But be listening for an exchange, because if you go into drop down early or prematurely, you're going to get mulched. It's not going to be worth it. So just be listening if you decide to go drop down, but for the most part, I would suggest our flank just go through lobby and basically like try to get E point, or try to like get E point time to make them rotate off of B for our combo. Our combo and our sniper, for the most part, should be pressuring B. Obviously, be careful of the sight line through this crack, where the sniper will be standing most likely up here, or behind barrels, or somewhere here in yard. Our medic shouldn't be peeking this anyways, so our medic should just be playing off of our sniper, while our demo and our heavy are basically trying to get pressure in this main area. I would like to have our I would like to have our sniper try to get an early pick. Obviously, it's kind of just a waiting game to see if the sniper peeks you. That way that we can get our sniper into fence area, and so that I can get into fence area. If they're playing their soldier here, it's going to be a little bit hard for me to pressure this alone. So what I would like to see happen is our demo try to spam this out with me. With pipes, if their soldier is peeking this, if it's just their heavy, then I can get a buff and usually fight their heavy by myself. But for the most part, I would like to see our demo try to spam out this area, um, try to get our sniper and the heavy up into this fence area to take an exchange or to get the gun down as quick as possible.
I have something really
yeah.
fast. It's just one sideline that we don't know about. Hold on. So it's at B. Basically you just don't want to stand like in this one corner when the gate's open, because most snipers, yeah, like Civ said, everyone plays this map the same, and they'll just like stand up here or like behind barrels and get the sightline. But basically you shouldn't ever stand, like just never stand around like this corner, because there's a sightline from like right on these stairs
Yeah.
that you can play, and you can see like right there, you can see that sliver. So just don't stand there.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Most likely most likely what will happen is you'll probably want to let me Fist of Steel peek this first off anyways with a full buff, just so that I can know if sniper is going to be there, because if I die then I die. It's like it's whatever. But like if our sniper goes down or whatever, like it just kind of prolongs the process of getting an SVS pick. So if sniper does for some reason play there, then I'll know pretty much ahead of time because I'll be the first one out of this gate. um, but yeah, that is something that a lot of teams within recent seasons have actually been doing. I've seen Itzy do it, and I've seen a couple other snipers do it. They'll peek this, and then they'll just back up after they get a pick, or if they fail their shot or whatever. All right, so if we can manage to clear out fence, or if for some reason we manage to get an early pick, like if 5perm manages to get an early pick on offense onto either their engineer or their medic or something like that, then we can exchange through main. Then basically getting whatever up here will be easier.
I'll probably just get the
Because
heavy by taking the teleporter.
yeah, that works too. So then that basically gives us free area up here. Um, so if something does go down fence, then we need to know. So like kind of just like scream it, not really like scream it, but just make sure it's known, like that you're saying it loud enough. Like if you get the heavy pick or whatever, so that our demo and our medic know that they can exchange through here. Once we go through here, you're most likely going to get stuffed. Have our pyro close so that basically it can just be a stuffing battle, and then our demo can basically just back up. If heavy does go down, just remember that our spawns are a lot quicker than theirs, so they will have a lot harder of a time getting a heavy back into that position. So if 5perm does manage to get the heavy, and then 5perm can get either an engineer sap or something, then we can dry push after the Uber is taken. We don't really have to wait for an Uber. But for the most part, if an exchange does happen, it's just gonna be a stuffing battle. If it's Uber and they don't have Uber for some reason, like if they pop early or like pussy pop or whatever, um, then we'll basically just take an Uber, focus the gun, try to get something holding this high ground, whether it be I don't know, whether it be like our pyro or something. Try to hold this so that you basically can peek this corner quick enough if they manage to like back out, but they only half back out. And our demo and our medic will basically push through yard, and then Denny and I will basically be in this upper area controlling whatever is on point and whatever is left side of point. Or right side of the point, I guess, if you're peeking from fence. If they back out, B is a pretty easy cap. Make sure that we get B. Don't prematurely send our sniper and our demo into Wishbone, basically, to make sure that they get out. Get B point, secure it. Our demo can basically trap off this beam right here or trap above it and basically just sit here on the corner point and basically cap with us. The more people on point, the quicker we get the point. Steel is all about timing. Watch the forward spawn so that nothing is basically sitting here waiting for us to go through Wishbone and flank us. One thing I will say on offense, Tuba, is make sure that you are communicating where you're putting your teleporter. Because if you put your teleporter for flank and I take it, then I'm basically fucked. If I take it after you make it clear that teleporter goes to flank, then I'm fucking retarded. And I probably will just have to rotate across the entire map and leave our combo basically like meandering around the entire map, wasting time. So if you put it for B point, then let us know that it's going to B. If you put it for lobby, then let us know that your teleporter goes to lobby.
Okay.
After we cap B, we want to basically have something that's not our demo, our medic, or our sniper. Our sniper could probably peek this if Denny has a buff. But I would like to see either the heavy or the pyro peek this first if they are holding wishbone, just so that we know that the sniper's there and so our demo doesn't go down or our medic doesn't go down. If our sniper has a full buff, our sniper can obviously peek this, basically scoped in that way, so that if they are there, then you can either try to fight the SVS or get a pick onto demo if demo is kind of aggressive. We basically push into wishbone after getting B. If their combo is holding in here and we don't manage to get a sniper pick or both of our snipers beef or someone goes down, we kind of just have to pressure this. If we manage to get an early pick, then we push forward and we try to pressure them off of C as quick as possible. We don't give them time to set up C, because if we give them time to set up C, C is a really easy point to hold, because there are really only two ways to get through to C, through radio room and through slow gate. So the less time that we give them to set up C, the better. If for some reason they manage to get a pick here and then they back out and they get ready, or they do set up on C, then we basically just kind of have to wait in this general area until we either get Uber or until they get Uber. Be cautious of traps on this grate. You can have a demo debt through this grate. It happens all the time. It never seems to fail. I always see someone die for a trap on this grate. I probably will do it, and then I'll fucking punch myself in the neck. We basically want to try to take an exchange here in this, like, I don't know, I guess you could probably call this pipes or something. This doesn't really have like an official call. You could just call it yard, pipes, I don't know, whatever. C, it doesn't fucking matter.
Drain. It's a drain.
Yeah, you could call it drain.
Yes.
You probably want to take an exchange in this area here. I would like to see our scout rotate after we get B, stop fighting flank, and have our scout rotate into C with us, because if we can manage to get our scout fast enough into this area here, then we basically push heavy out from this area. I would like to see Maka, if we do take an exchange here, focus spamming this area and then try to push the heavy out so that our scout can get into this area, because this having a heavy hold right here is like kind of either the make or break point of stuffing whatever is in this drain area. So if we can basically force the heavy out of this area as quick as possible, that will be ideal. Our sniper can either do one of two things on this after we decide, after, like, if we know that they're not in wishbone, our sniper can either, again, this is the same as defense, our sniper can either push here, sniper just needs to be cautious that he is alone, or our sniper can push into here, which is kind of a shitty sightline. Or our sniper, well, actually, technically three things. Our sniper could rotate through wishbone and try to get like an easy snipe onto whatever is in nest or whatever is like in the Texas area. So,
I could also go A window into E.
yeah, definitely. You could go up in here too. It's kind of a long rotate. It would kind of leave you with a lot of downtime, but it would also be pretty good to basically, like, because then they'd be like, oh, where's the sniper? Where's the sniper?
It forces them to go back for me.
Yeah, exactly. So pushing into C, pretty fucking, I mean, it's easy if we do it fast enough. It's kind of difficult if we don't, because this little corridor area is pretty fucking stupid into radio. Um, basically, take our scout, take our demo into an Uber as if we're playing a Koth map. Have our scout basically lock down this area and lock down this hallway. That way, so that if their medic is holding here and the heavy for some reason is here, either someone's gonna die, whether it be our scout or whether it be heavy, but it'll basically give our combo enough time to get up onto C point. If for some reason they still decide to fight this C area after we are on point, we basically just send our pyro and our demo forward while medic and heavy basically stand on the point getting the cap time, and our demo pretty much locks off this entire like doorway area while also trying to like lock off the spawn area. And if our scout manages to not to die, then our scout can also hold off this area as well if they decide to continue to fight this after we get in. Cap C. Once we cap C, we have a couple different things that we can do. We can rotate all the way around through radio, then through Wishbone onto E point. Or we can be really fucking ballsy and we can send something forward through here to look through this window to make sure that nothing is saying that we are going through Death Hallway. We can send our entire combo through Death Hallway, we can get on D for free, and then we cap D. Most of the time what's going to happen is, again, it's the same thing as defense. Combo's probably going to be fighting it from here. If we manage to get like an early heavy pick or a early demo pick or something, this basically gives us D for free if we walk through Death Hallway, because then demo can't spam it from spawn, or heavy can't hold the doorway and basically just spam it from there.
Hello,
Also, if
YouTube
they don't watch Death
community!
Hallway and they get into lobby, it basically gives us free spam onto their combo. Again, be cautious of spawn timers. Defense spawn timers are fucking aids on Steel. They are long as fuck, and they basically make or break games for Steel. That's why it is an upset map, is because people don't know how to manage times. If we push through Death Hallway, it's quick, it's easy, we get on D, but we need to know by someone, either it being our scout or a pyro pushing through Death Hallway, to let us know that there's nothing watching it from either the lower area here or from this doorway or through the window. If we do the traditional, which is cap C, then rotate back through radio and through Wishbone and then through Hobbit area, be cautious of the engineer if they don't put an engineer gun on C. If they put an engineer gun here, then we just need to make sure that we can either try to get them to wrangle it so that our soldier can bomb it from lower, or we can spam it out basically from this corner area. If their sniper is here for some reason, then we're basically locked down and we kind of just need someone to get a pick, whether it be our flank or whether it be our sniper from if Denny decides to go A window, or if Denny decides to come Wishbone with the combo after we get C. If their sniper is there, we need to basically play SVS again. If their sniper doesn't go there, or their sniper isn't there prematurely and their gun is still here, it should be a free spam. I don't think that gun reaches if you spam it from here. I don't think that the range is that far unless you wrangle it. So if we do have something spamming gun from like right here and it gets wrangled, then you'll probably want something to jump up. If we destroy gun, or we get an engineer pick, or something happens to the point where we can rotate into Hobbit into lobby, our combo needs to basically rotate into lobby, hold lobby, try to get D, and try to fight their combo here in lobby, because capping D basically closes off these forward spawns, and then it makes E capping a lot easier. One thing that we can do on offense, which is really fucking cheesy, and I love it, and I love seeing it done if it's done correctly. After we cap B, we send Tuba with a level 3 through to lobby, and then you have Tuba and our scout and our soldier basically holding lobby with a level 3, a dispenser, and a teleporter here. What this does is after we cap C and their combo either rotates through Death Hallway or rotates through their spawn and comes D, it basically gives our engineer, our scout, and our soldier free picks onto their combo and then allows our combo to basically have lobby for free and then forces them to fight from nest or D area. You would want to let your flank know that you're setting up a level 3 in lobby pretty quickly.
I believe they already know.
Yeah. They'll. You mean
They'll know.
their combo?
No. Our flank will know.
Okay. Our flank. Well, if they don't know, just let them know.
They will definitely know.
So if we set up the level 3, gives our combo a free lobby, pretty fucking great. But you'll want to do that immediately after we cap B so that you can get everything set up so that when we do cap C, they will rotate through. Also, the other thing about having a level 3 in lobby is it gives your flank the opportunity to basically get free point time here. As soon as we cap B, again, it should be our flank getting E pressure and lobby pressure as quickly as possible. Trying to make sure that the engineer doesn't get anything into nest. If the engineer gets something into nest, then while our combo is trying to get C, you'll basically be trying to deal with that whole fiasco while trying to get free point time onto E. Offense. After we cap D, we will want to assume a lobby hold, and then it's kind of the same thing. There are one of two things that you can do, maybe a couple other things that you could do to cap E. You can have your sniper and your soldier, or your sniper and your demo, sorry, playing in nest area after you clear it out for E. You put your sniper here basically watching this sniper sight line because if you cap D, these doors are closed, so there's really only one of two ways to go. There is through D again, and then there is through Wishbone. You put your demo and your sniper here so that your sniper can watch this sight line, or you put your sniper in Hobbit so that they can watch Wishbone. It's kind of the same thing as defense, but yeah, it's basically the same thing as defense. If you put your demo and your sniper up here, your medic will most likely want to be playing here as well, so that your sniper and your demo have basically the full heals, while the rest of your team is pretty much locking down the wishbone area and also getting point time. For some reason, if our sniper calls that their combo is rotating through lobby, we basically just step off a point, walk across this walkway when it opens, and we fight them from this area while our flank maintains point presence and also nest presence if our demo and our sniper have to rotate off. Our sniper actually, honestly, Denny, you probably should just be holding this regardless, even if you call that they're through lobby, because then you can just continue to watch this so that nothing comes into the nest area, and then our flank maintains point time while also like watching this area for you as well. Basically, you just, if their combo comes through lobby, you just want to maintain presence on point while pressuring them in lobby area, and basically stopping them from getting onto point. If something goes wishbone, like if they send something random behind through wishbone, like heavy or something like that, usually sometimes I'll jump behind here, and I'll come through radio if we lose D, and I'll pressure this. So just be cautious of wishbone as well, but the rest of our combo should basically be playing from Hobbit and stuffing them in lobby while our flank plays from the opposite side of point. That's kind of it. ADE is basically the same thing. ADE is quick. So we send the normal things through to A. So we send our soldier, our scout, and our pyro to A. If we're doing an ATE, we need to make it be known fairly quick and not when there's fucking 3 seconds left on the clock, because it's kind of like a prep stage. So if we do ATE instead of around the world, we send our pyro, scout, and our soldier onto E. Once the point is pretty close to being capped, we're probably going to get called by this point, so we'll need to be really fast. We go through upper air spawn, and we basically drop down onto A. We get into lobby as quickly as possible, and we assume the A to E positions. Again, there are multiple different ways that you can do this. You can have your demo jump across the point, and your demo can basically spam the wishbone area while your sniper watches from nest with either your engineer wrangling a mini from nest area into the doorway, and your sniper is basically playing this while utilizing these packs and watching the forward spawn. That's kind of the best way to do it if we're going to do an A to E, is have your heavy here, your engineer and your sniper in nest, and then have point presence while your demo and your pyro are kind of pushing this area here, while your medic is basically kind of healing between your heavy and your flank members and your combo, basically. So like almost like a kind of a triangle shape here. If we fail in A to E the first time, we need to resume A around the world. We can't keep trying A to E if we keep failing, unless we're
it's time limit, right?
yeah, unless it's time limit. Because it's basically, if you fail it the first time, they're most likely going to already be set up. If we fail it and we want to try it again, we could fake them out and send a couple things behind to B so that we can get the engineer down if they leave their gun. Sometimes, and I've seen it before, sometimes the engineer will rotate and put their level 3 here in wishbone so it watches point. Which then basically gives someone free time on B if they want to go behind through drop down, or if they want to go through or spawn into B, while we're still maintaining presence on trying to do an A to E. Just let us know if whoever is going to do that, preferably someone that's not in our combo, so like our flank, or like, I don't know, like our spy, if our spy wants to go behind and get B time while we're doing an A to E. That would be sick. But if we fail in A to E, then we would just want to resume the around the world. So that's pretty much it. That's Steel. Like, pretty simple.
Scrim time.
Woo, scrim! Woo.
Yeah.
Good map review.
Wait, Civ, question.
Yeah.
When we're Ubering from Wishbone to C, and you're talking about how you want me to lock down the hallway there as scout, if their combo doesn't get pressured all the way up to spawn, do you want me to try to hold the hallway, or just that they just can't take the battlements area? Because I'm probably not gonna have a heal beam or like you guys supporting me if we don't pressure them out all the way. So holding that hallway is just gonna mean I'm gonna die and not be able to hold anything. Where if I hold outside.
Sorry, which one? A to, you said A to C?
Wishbone to C.
Wishbone to C.
Yeah, we have to Uber through because we took too long. And you want me to like use the Uber to pressure out the heavy. You want me to hold that hallway or just like that metal sheet right there or like that corner?
Yeah, so I want you to basically hold this corner while making sure that nothing gets into this, but also making sure that we know if something is going into spawn. So basically just utilize this pack and basically be playing like our medic beam, because our medic should be able to stretch this beam here if you come to this corner.
Control
so
the pack,
if you need control this pack, and then also kind of just control this corner, and then control like forward spawn or whatever, or not forward spawn, like their spawn entrance. So
the way you were making it sound like is I had to hold that hallway and I would just die doing that.
No. It's to get to C, you'll basically just want to or like once we get into C, you will be like the forefront of like our Uber with our demo, and then our pyro if need be. If like you guys are getting stuff, then our pyro will be the ender of like the Uber. But as soon as you guys get the Uber, whether it be like an exchange or just a straight Uber into like their combo, you'll want to basically be the forefront and basically spam this out, and then like jump over here like this, and then like control whatever is here or force their heavy out. So because Maka should basically drop down into drain and spam this initially, unless they put a gun here. If they put a gun here, then you'll want Maka to spam the gun and then basically walk wide and spam this. Mostly what I'll be doing on this point is I'll be pushing around here and looking here so that I can also fight the heavy as well. So you won't be alone, basically like fighting the heavy if he is like reluctant to get out of this like hold pretty much. So
Okay.
But that's
Alright.
like the only point where like Scout Uber is like really important. Every other point's like just mainly combo and then mainly like pyro stuffing like hallways and shit like that. So